Abigail was among 13 hostages released today from Gaza. She's now safely in Israel.
ഇസ്രായേലിലെ 13 ബന്ദികളുടെ മോചനത്തിന് ശേഷം 13 മാത്രമല്ല ഓരോ ബന്ദികളെയും അവരുടെ പ്രിയപ്പെട്ടവർക്ക് തിരികെ നൽകുമെന്ന് ഉറപ്പുവരുത്തുമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുകയാണ് US പ്രസിഡന്റ് ജോ ബൈഡൻ. നവംബർ 26 നടന്ന ഒരു പത്രസമ്മേളനത്തിൽ സംസാരിക്കവേ ഓരോ ബന്ദികളെയും അവരുടെ പ്രിയപ്പെട്ടവർക്ക് തിരികെ നൽകുന്നതുവരെ താൻ വിശ്രമിക്കില്ലെന്ന് പ്രസിഡന്റ് ബൈഡൻ പറഞ്ഞു. തീവ്രമായ US നയതന്ത്രത്തിലൂടെ ഹമാസും ഇസ്രയേലും ഇടപാടിൽ ഒരു അമേരിക്കക്കാരൻ ഉൾപ്പെടെ 13 ബന്ദികൾ വിട്ടയക്കപ്പെട്ടു. ഓരോ ബന്ദികളെയും അവരുടെ പ്രിയപ്പെട്ടവർക്ക് തിരികെ നൽകുന്നതുവരെ ഞങ്ങൾ ജോലി നിർത്തില്ല. എനിക്കും എന്റെ ടീമിനും വേണ്ടിയുള്ള കഠിനാധ്വാനത്തിന്റെയും ആഴ്ചകൾ നീണ്ട വ്യക്തിഗത ഇടപെടലിന്റെയും ഫലമാണിത്, അദ്ദേഹം പറഞ്ഞു. മറ്റ് പശ്ചിമേഷ്യൻ രാജ്യങ്ങളുമായും താൻ അടുത്ത ബന്ധം പുലർത്തുന്നുണ്ടെന്നും US പ്രസിഡന്റ് കൂട്ടിച്ചേർത്തു. ഖത്തർ, ഈജിപ്ത്, ഇസ്രായേൽ എന്നീ രാജ്യങ്ങളുടെ നേതാക്കളുമായി ഞങ്ങൾ അടുത്ത ബന്ധം പുലർത്തുന്നു. കഴിഞ്ഞ ഏതാനും ആഴ്ചകളായി ഓരോ രാജ്യങ്ങളുമായും ചർച്ച നടത്തുകയും ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടെന്ന് അദ്ദേഹം പറഞ്ഞു.
2 days ago, one of our fellow Americans, a little girl named Abigail, who turned 4 years old, she spent her birthday, and at least 50 days before that, held hostage by Hamas. Today, she's free, and Jill and I, together with so many Americans, are praying for the fact that she is going to be all right. You know, she's free and she's in Israel now. And so those who are now wrapping Abigail in love and care and the supportive services she needs, she's been through a terrible trauma. You know, her mom was killed in front of her when her kibbutz was attacked by Hamas terrorists on October 7th. Abigail ran to her dad then was gunned down as well while using his body to shield little Abigail. She then ran to a neighbor for help, where they were all taken hostage. That entire house of neighbors were taken hostage by Hamas and held for 50 days. What she endured is unthinkable. Abigail was among 13 hostages released today from Gaza under the brokered and sustained, though intensive, US diplomacy. She's now safely in Israel, and we continue to press and expect for additional Americans will be released as well. And we will not stop working until every hostage is returned to their loved ones. As I said when I spoke about this deal on Friday, this has been the product of a lot of hard work and weeks of personal engagement for me and my team. We've been in close contact with the leaders of Qatar, Egypt, and Israel, speaking with each one of them repeatedly over the past few weeks to help secure this deal. We spoke again yesterday with the Emir of Qatar, who I owe special thanks to, in order to keep the hostage release on track and push for Abigail to be part of this release. And I'll be speaking again shortly with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and we will continue to remain personally engaged to see that this deal is fully implemented and work to extend the deal as well. For weeks, I've been advocating a pause in the fighting for two purposes: to increase the assistance getting into the Gaza civilians who need help and to facilitate release of hostages. And we know that innocent children in Gaza are suffering greatly as well because this war that Hamas has unleashed has such consequences. Thousands have been killed, and from the earliest days of this crisis, I've worked closely with President Sisi of Egypt, the Israeli government, King Abdullah of Jordan, and leaders throughout the region to expand the delivery of critical humanitarian assistance to help innocent Palestinians in need who are not part of Hamas. Under this deal, fighting in Gaza has now been paused for 3 days. Over that time, 58 hostages have been released, including the Thai, Filipino, and Russian nationals. Dozens of families have been reunited. And we worked urgently to take advantage of the pause to surge aid into Gaza. We've moved approximately 200 aid trucks into Gaza each day, loaded with food, water, medicine, fuel, and cooking gas. More is needed, but this deal is delivering life-saving results. Critically needed aid is going in, and hostages are coming out. And this deal is structured so that it can be extended, to keep building on these results. That's my goal, that's our goal, to keep this pause going beyond tomorrow so that we can continue to see more hostages come out and surge more humanitarian relief into those who in need in Gaza. We've seen this is the day-by-day approach, hour-by-hour process. Nothing is guaranteed, and nothing is being taken for granted. But the proof that this is working and worth pursuing further is in every smile and every grateful tear we see on the faces of those families who are finally getting back together again. The proof is little Abigail. More than 20 other children, 18 years and younger, have been released. They've been released through this deal as well. They've endured a terrible ordeal, and they can now begin the long journey toward healing. And I'm going to continue working with the Emir of Qatar, President Sisi of Egypt, and Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel to do everything possible to see the hostages are freed, all the hostages. I'm grateful for the personal partnership as we pursue this deal from each of those men I just mentioned. And as we've worked together to see all this implemented, and now to try to extend it further. I'll continue working with all our partners to take the hard but necessary steps to build an integrated and more prosperous and more peaceful future in the region. A two-state solution is the only way to guarantee the long-term security of both Israelis and Palestinian people. To make sure Israel and Palestinians alike live an equal measure of freedom and dignity. We'll not give up on working toward that goal. So thank you very much.